Miko Reyes pushes through the downpour on his mangled Honda XR, weaving past street vendors under tarps sodden and sagging. Pasay City never sleeps, but tonight, the monsoon clings bitter and thick. His delivery map blinks, a familiar pin, the Senate of the Philippines. An urgent courier job, official-looking envelope sealed tight. Even in the rain, Miko knows something's off with tonight's drop. Miko's helmet visor fogs up as he pulls beside the authorized personnel-only sign. The security guard nods, barely glancing away from his handheld radio. They don't know it yet, but this shift will stretch their loyalty. Miko delivers to a senator rumored to funnel public funds into phantom projects. He keeps to the shadows, clutching a secret tracked down from street whispers on Constitution Hills. Miko steps in, the envelope pressed beneath his jacket. The fluorescent hum becomes white noise, blending with a voice talking over the radio about the latest graft probe. Senator Ernesto de los Santos, protector of embezzlers, wasn't just hiding cash. Rumors said he'd used an ancient indigenous ritual to silence whistleblowers. Miko's fingers brush a faded tattoo under his sleeve, an old Capre legend his Lola told him back home. He follows a dim corridor towards Batasang Pambansa Road. The rain taps steadily like a metronome outside. Miko's gut clenches. A whispered warning from the street reaches him. Last rider who delivered for De Los Santos vanished without trace. No footage, no calls. Just a missing motorcycle left on a curb near a battered street food stall on Taft Avenue. Miko pauses to order, a moment's normalcy, his breath warm against the chill. The vendor talks softly. You should watch the skies tonight. Tatai says storms more than rain. Superstitions clinging to the monsoon. But Miko knows what's real. Corruption is a low beast, hiding in government halls, but striking like a silent myth beneath lightning-splashed trees. That night, Miko's route detours behind the hill. He's heard the Senate's old foundation disturbed graves once thought sacred. Indigenous whispers say the ground bleeds for the city's stolen wealth. He hears the soft scrape of rusted chains from the trees. No living being should be there in this monsoon. But something waits. Miko's boots hit soft earth, wet, decayed. The envelope shifts. Lightning cracks. The tree's roots twitch as if alive. Suddenly, a ragged breathing nearby. But when Miko's torch swings, only empty air, and the rain's chorus swells louder, as if swallowing sound. The wind carries a whisper, a language lost but sharp. Protect the thief. He pulls back to asphalt, heart hammering. A black van glides out, headlights cutting through the murk. Voices murmur over police scanners, De Los Santos's men fixing leaks. The envelope burns in Miko's jacket pocket. He's stumbled into a net, a deeper conspiracy threading the Senate to decades-old disappearances. This is no ordinary delivery anymore. You shouldn't be here, she hisses. Jessa, former staffer turned whistleblower. She clutches a flash drive patterned with tribal motifs, the last proof of stolen funds. Her eyes dart. They're watching. Senators aren't just thieves. They're ghosts binding debts with blood. Her warning crashes into Miko's confusion. The shadows near the Senate built more than walls. They built prisons for truth. Alone, Miko examines the flash drive. Data flickers, a ledger of no aid, no projects, just phantom payments. Suddenly, the power falters. The ceiling fan spins as if caught in a sudden gale. Outside, distant drums echo. A tribe's call or a warning? His phone rings. The caller ID masked, all silence when he answers. Returning to the government tower, Miko's shadow stretches long. The letter's origin unravels. Not just graft, but a sinister pact. Senators bound to protect one who stole billions from the disaster relief fund. Money meant for communities wiped out by typhoons years ago, now vanished without trace. A sacrifice buried in shadow to preserve power. Miko's spine chills as the amulet pulses with cold energy. He remembers his Lola's stories. Artifacts like this were meant to guard, but turned curses in the wrong hands. De Los Santos' greed didn't just steal from the poor, it disturbed the sacred balance, summoning something older than politics, something hungry. The footage spins back. Miko watches himself on screens where no camera was registered. The line between watcher and ghost blurs. This isn't just a building, it's a trap. The Senate's shadows aren't cast by walls, but by guilt that feeds on those who seek the truth. Miko races out into the relentless storm with Jess's words knotting in his chest. If he exposes the truth, the Senate's ghosts, those forgotten victims, will rise not as spirits, but as fury incarnate. The rain drowns out the city, monsoon tears washing over corrupt concrete. But power still breathes in the thunder's echo, and Miko is the fragile key. He wonders if the street vendors' warnings were real, if the storm embraced the sins of the powerful. With every bite abandoned in haste, Miko's hunger grows not for food, but for justice that the Senate's halls have forgotten to deliver. Outside, a distant chant rises, ancient, guttural, unstoppable. Someone or something is waiting. No one knows what really vanishes behind those concrete walls, but Miko does. The heavy rain seals promises long broken and curses long silenced. In Pasai, the Senate doesn't just govern, they guard sins too monstrous for daylight. Tonight, the city listens and waits,